They loathe each other outside the ring. Now they'll fight for the first time inside it. So how come David Haye and Derek Chisora can fight in London without even having a British licence?
Do I look crazy to you right now? Since you walked in my gym, do I look crazy now?
No, you don't look crazy.
Exactly.
No. But you can be crazy without looking crazy.
Right, listen, who knows?
The fight's promoter, Frank Warren's here to duke it out with the General Secretary of the British Board of Boxing Control in their first ever bout. They've slapped each other, spat at each other and called each other names. This month, David Haye and Derek Chisora, both unlicensed boxers here in Britain, will meet in a fight that's been promoted as the Boxing Clash of the Year. Not arguably for the quality of the boxing, but for the level of the animosity between the two men. What does it tell us about the money and the morality involved in this sport? We'll discuss in a moment with Frank Warren, who's promoting the match, and the British Boxing Board of Control, who's tried to ban it. First, with some flash photography in his report, here's Peter Marshall.
In the eyes of the sports authorities, and of many who loathe boxing, Derek Chisora shouldn't be allowed near the ring. Mind you, his best-known fight wasn't in a ring. It was at a news conference after his latest boxing defeat when he fell out with another failing British boxer, David Haye. And now, enmity's well aired, and despite the fact neither any longer has a British boxing licence, Haye and Chisora are to fight with gloves before thousands. To purists, it's a new low for sport, a freak show attracting only the interest of ghouls. But the Chisora-Haye fight promises to make more money than any other boxing match this year. Is it, though, another death knell moment for boxing as a legitimate sport?
What do you want me to do? Would you want me to not fight at all? Because the board said, oh, he's not fit enough to fight. Do you want me to just hang up my gloves and what do you want me to do? Why should I go to find another job when I'm a great athlete?
A lot of boxing fans would say a period of penance might be appropriate because of your behaviour in the past.
You know what? I came out doing 12 rounds and then suddenly, you know, I was already doing a press conference, you know, in less than 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, after my adrenaline is pumping, everything is happening, everything's just moving at 100 miles an hour. And, you know, certain things were said on that night, but...
You said you were going to shoot him 4 times.
Oh, yes, I did say that, and I hold my hand up and I apologized. I never owned a gun and I never will own a gun. You know, I never shot anybody, and I do apologize for that.
Derek Chisora is personable, but armed or not, he has a dreadful record. He's been known to bite and spit, and not only at his opponent, and he has convictions for violence. Maybe it's because of that his fight with Haye will attract a big audience firsthand and on pay TV.
For a fighter who's, I think you've lost 3 championship fights on the run. Yeah. This is a big payday, isn't it?
They've all been paid big paydays. I never had a small payday. Yeah. Me and my big mouth always get big paydays.
And that's the trick, isn't it? You use your big mouth, and it makes the money come.
Hey, listen, Muhammad Ali loses his mouth, and now he's one of the greatest athletes ever lived. You know, so why can't I just follow in the footsteps of the men I love?
It's a business model.
Exactly.
And Bugner now is getting into a free fight with Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali changed everything. Here he is, pumping up the publicity with Joe Bugner. But Ali had something to sell. He really was the greatest. The Haye-Chisora fight is really a reflection of the changing nature of professional boxing. Since the heyday of Muhammad Ali, it's become ever further removed from the sporting mainstream. So what happened to professional boxing?
Money has driven that. TV companies who supply the most money don't deal with the sport as in they would in other sports. Like TV deals with the Premier League or it deals with FIFA in football. In boxing, they deal with a promoter and they deal with a boxer. And
everybody wants to stage championship fights, so they just arrange different championships.
You essentially can virtually buy belts to go with your fights.
The British Boxing Board of Control, who've declared Chisora unfit to fight, are the latest to see their authority undermined.
If someone tells you you're not fit, you know, that's an insult.
Well, they mean psychologically fit. I mean, they mean that your behaviour was...
Do I look crazy to you?
Control. You don't look crazy at all.
Exactly, so
you behave in a crazy way sometimes.
No, but do I look crazy to you right now? Since you walked in my gym, do I look crazy now?
No, you don't look crazy.
Exactly.
No. But you can be crazy without looking crazy.
Aye, listen, who knows?
So he is amusing company, but the British Boxing Board of Control aren't in any mood for laughs.
I didn't flinch.
You didn't flinch. Great one.
Peter Marshall there. Well, Frank Warren, who is Derek Chisora's manager, and Robert Smith is from the British Boxing Board of Control. They've never debated each other before, but they join us this evening. Thanks, gentlemen, for coming in. And Frank Warren, you heard it there. It's just a business model, isn't it? It's a way of making cash. Morality's out the window on this one.
Well, you know, let's talk about, first of all, they're professional boxers, so they box for money. As regarding morality, you know, I can think of lots of sportsmen in over the years who've had problems. Eric Cantona assaulted a fan, yet BBC and other TV companies showed his the matches that he played in. You can look at it only recently. You talk about morality of things. Formula One in Bahrain, BBC covered it. After all the terrible problems, 50 people died there in Bahrain.
So your point is that these guys are completely wrong to try and stop it?
When you say try to stop it, they had a hearing, which they were the prosecutor, judge and jury at the British Boxing Board of Control, and they took away Derek Chisora's licence. And it was said at the Boxing Board of Control at the time, because the question was asked, if he goes to another jurisdiction, that's what he can do and he's allowed to do, and that's what he's done. This is not about Derek Chisora and David Haye, contrary to what the Boxing Board say. It's about another governing body coming into this country to sanction fights. And everybody should remember that the British Boxing Board of Control, in fact, is a limited company. It's not a government department, it's a limited company.
For a boxing organisation, Robert Smith, you haven't got much punch.
Well, no, I mean, it's a shame you haven't shown the whole events leading up to Mr. Chisora having his licence withdrawn. I mean, it was a weekend disastrous for the sport. He slapped a man, his opponent, at their weigh-in. He spat a stream of water at his opponent's brother in the ring prior to a fight, and then he ended his weekend having a brawl at a press conference. And these sort of events don't do the sport any good whatsoever, not just in Great Britain, but in the world. And this was taking place in another country, where we are proud to send our licence holders over to these countries to represent the British Boxing Board of Control.
But it doesn't work, does it? So you take away their licences and then Luxembourg steps in and says,
I think the majority of the time it does work, because most of the people we deal with are good, upstanding citizens. And I think Frank could not disagree with that. Those events, Frank actually was quoted saying they was barbaric. The sports minister said that the events that took place were disgusting. We have to deal with that. We have a system where the hearing took place. He had his licence withdrawn. That means he was ultimately banned from boxing until he reapplied again in our jurisdiction.
Yeah.
And he had an opportunity to appeal that decision, and he withdrew.
Do you admit there'd be much less interest in this if there wasn't the animosity, the kind of loathing?
There was talk of the fight being arranged prior to what happened in Germany, but the facts are it got out of control. Of course it gave it some publicity, and that's a fact.
Which you welcome?
No, I don't welcome what happened in Germany. I don't welcome that at all. But the facts of the matter is it did happen. You're not going to change history. That's what occurred. But you know, how long is Derek Chisora not allowed to box? He's not banned from boxing. You're wrong what you said, Robert. He was not banned from boxing. You withdrew his licence. He is allowed to box in this country. It's legal. The sports minister, you're misleading what you say there. The sports minister actually said he doesn't want to get involved in this situation, and that you wrote to the sports minister, and he made it very clear publicly he doesn't want to get involved in the situation.
I'm sorry, I disagree. The sports minister at the time said the actions of what happened at the weekend was wrong.
And since said he doesn't want to be involved in it. He's gone on record as saying that.
As simple as that. I mean, when we talk about licensing people, it's within our jurisdiction. When a boxer has his licence withdrawn, which is the ultimate sanction for anybody in Great Britain to have a licence holder to have his licence withdrawn, ultimately it's a ban until he reapplies for his licence. Derek Chisora, as you asked the question at the hearing, could he reapply for his licence? The answer was yes.
A ban.
He was also.
A ban is very
He was
simple.
also. We deal with Great Britain.
Doesn't it make you think when you're 2 miles from the Olympic Stadium, you're a month before the Olympics, and you've got this on your plate to have to say this is what boxing is about, this is what our sport's about.
These are professional boxers. It's misleading to say he was banned. If you ban someone, you say you're banned for 12 months, you're banned for 2 years. That did not happen. He's not banned from boxing. He is free to box. He's licensed to box, and the fight is being sanctioned by 3 associations that the British Boxing Board of Control are affiliated.
You've got no power in this one at all, have you?
Unfortunately...
Of course, what's happened is the Boxing Board of Control
Let him have a word.
totally mishandled.
We listen to that. We talked about this many times. The British Boxing Board have made their decision. What has happened there is that people have made a decision to circumvent the board's decision with regard to withdrawing his licence. That, we feel, is wrong. Don't forget, we govern the sport in this country. We have to look after the reputation of boxing in Great Britain. We do not feel what has happened is the right thing to happen.
Board of Control made a mess of the whole situation.
Thank you.